Good morning, this is Robin Bieber on the Products Spread Talk on the 22nd of May at 8:10 in the morning, London time. And the first chart we're going to look at is June-July heat. It's under pressure whilst below 397. It's negative stochastic with bearish divergence as flagged weakness, which we're experiencing at the moment. And whilst below minus 397, it's struggling. Only a move and close over minus 388 would give it a little bit of upside. Whilst below these short-term moving averages here, the odds are on further weakness down to the 34-day around minus 458. It's a little bit stuck between the short-term moving averages, the 5, 8 and 13s here, and the 34 and 21 south of here, where the cursor is at the moment. And it's going to try probably to push its way back above 397, but it's under pressure whilst below the 8-day at minus 387. Looking at now the June deck, under pressure whilst below the 8-day at minus 1674, and should test the 13-day at minus 1758. Only a move and close below 1758 would give it some seriously lower numbers, but the negative stochastic that is bearishly diverging means that it's going to be under pressure, which would only be relieved on a close over minus 1649, the 5-day moving average here. It's trying to break lower to test the 13 and maybe even lower. These bearishly diverging stochastics are not encouraging. The deck red deck is below the 5-day around minus 1264. It's correcting lower and it should head for the 8-day around minus 1348. Only a close below the 8-day at minus 1348 would give it some potential momentum lower. Were it to move and close back over the 5-day at minus 1264, this potential correction is negated. The negative stochastic is not helping the upside potential. Onto RBOB. It's moved below the 5 and the 8-day moving averages on June-July, but is holding the 8-day around minus 170. So long as it holds minus 170, it's sort of okay. A close below the 21-day at minus 184 would be negative and suggest some serious downside, potentially down to around minus 287, this correction point here. Only a close back over the 5-day around minus 143 would give it some upside. The stochastic is still positive, so it's going to ebb and flow around these short-term moving averages. The June deck looks under pressure, but that would only be manifested really or realised on a move below 685. That would then probably take it down to around 399. In other words, it must hold this 13-day at 685. There's no upside whilst it's below the 8-day moving average of 854. So use those as pivots. 854 resistance, 13-day moving average support, 685. The negative stochastic with bearish divergence suggests that there's lower numbers in store for us. The deck red deck has a negative stochastic and it's struggling, but use the 5 and 8s as a key. Over the 5 at minus 483, and it's got some upside potential back to 423. Below the 13-day at minus 530, and it probably heads down to around minus 656, the 21-day moving average. It's struggling a bit here, and I would suspect it's going to put support under pressure. And if you look at the gas oil spreads, the June-July is holding above the minus 1150 area, the 5-day moving average, key support. It's still got a positive stochastic, so whilst holding the 5-day, it's okay. But a move below the 5-day would suggest a move back down to minus 1275 and probably some further weakness. But at the moment, it's holding. The June deck has moved below the 5-day at around minus 41, and whilst it's below there, it's in trouble and should head for the 8-day around minus 44. Only a move and close below the 8-day would suggest some serious weakness, but I'm worried about this stochastic here. It's bearishly diverging, and I suspect this spread needs to move lower. The deck red deck is in trouble. It's scythed below the 5-day overnight at minus 38.5, and it is testing the 8-day around minus 41.50 area. If it moves below 41.50, it would be a signal for breakdown and a move lower of about $1.50 to $2 to the 13-day around minus 43.5. It's got a negative stochastic, no bearish divergence, but this spread looks like it's going to put support under pressure and lower numbers are likely. That's all for today, folks. Good luck, good trading, and bon appetit.